Hello, hello, here's Agi again, coming to you from Broadcast Team Alpha. I want to talk to you about something that has been talked quite a bit about lately, and that is that we just might be living in an artificially created simulation. Many scientists now for years they've been coming forward saying that nothing is real. And there is a 90% probability that we are living in a simulation. Now, one of the most prestigious scientific journals in the world, Scientific American, they have on a front page article, right on the front page, it says, confirmed. Confirmed. Listen to that word. We are living in a simulation. Now, maybe a little background will be in order for us to understand what that really means. The thing about it is that if a physicist or a scientist is talking to us about that we live in a simulation, he will be talking to us at about the 15th or the 20th year grade level of education. So by the time he is done, we're still going to be confused. I will make it simple so everybody can understand on the basis of science and also on logic. First, we need to understand what is a simulation. I'm sure there are several definitions to it out there. I found one that I think kind of fit in, and that is a production in form of a computer model of something for purposes of study. Then it becomes important to ask, who's doing the study? Is there somebody on the outside who is studying and trying to learn about us? Or is it us that is trying to learn more about us? Stay with me on this one because it could get a little deep, but you will understand it. And there's good news at the end of the trail here. And now the ancients, thousands of years ago, they knew this reality was artificial because they kept saying, we only live in a dream and one day we will wake up. Science is also finding that our reality as a structure has many commonalities with a hologram. So then, what's a hologram? A hologram, another definition, and that be a four-dimensional artificial representation of a real picture or object created by light fractures. So it is not the real thing. It's a copy of something, an expression of something. And we know that everything in this universe is energy. Some of it is independent, but mostly it is particles vibrating as a wave in a field of energy. Our mind can control these particles, control the wave, the field of energy. And we do it all the time without even knowing it or thinking about it. I'm going to give you two examples that by logic and example will show you that we just might be living in a form of artificially created simulation. And then in the last part of this video, I will talk about the science, quantum mechanics, explaining and telling us that we live in a mind-created, illusionary, and self-aware simulation. Here's a couple of things that I hope will make a little bit of sense to you. There is a physicist. His name is James Gates. He has basically spent his whole adult life exploring the universe on the blackboard and in real life with experiments to verify that what he found on the blackboard is true. Him and his team, they discovered that when we look deep in the equations of supersymmetry, explaining the fundamental particles of the fabric of space, they find computer code. Strings of ones and zeros. And these particles are atoms, electrons, protons, neutrons, bosons, omegons, and there's a few others that they have identified on the blackboard, but they haven't proven them yet. And these particles, they phase, or the subatomic particles, they phase in and out of physical existence, all depending on how we think and interact with them. So they're not here all the time. Dr. Gates says, the computer code is too organized to be there by accident. And we did not put it there. An intelligence put it there. So if there is computer code in the fabric of space, why is that so hard to believe? DNA have computer code in it. And we have that in every cell of our body. And with computer code, there has to be a computer somewhere. And the bigger question, who is sitting at the computer? I think I found the one sitting at the computer. And in our individual existence, I'm going to point to him. This is you sitting at the computer. In my case, it is me. Because we create with our mind within that local hologram that we create within the bigger one. And you will see in the second example I'll tell you about, our mind creates everything around us. This example is based totally on logic. And I hope that makes sense to you too. It goes like this. I'm a hypnotist, and if I put you in a soft chair and talk to you for about 10 minutes, and I tell you that when you wake up, there will be an elephant standing next to you in the room, and then I snap my finger, I bring you back out, and if I did my job right, you would see that elephant standing next to your chair. You can reach out and touch the snout on the elephant. You can feel the rough skin in your hand. You can hear him breathing. You can smell him. That elephant is real to you. Absolutely. I don't care if you're on the 34th floor of an apartment building. There's no chance of the elephant even getting up there. You will see the elephant. So now, what happened? Did your real world go away? Yes, it did. A part of it was replaced by me convincing your deeper subconscious mind that there was an elephant in the room. But there's a problem. I cannot see the elephant because there is no elephant there. I help your subconscious mind to create that elephant. You created a new reality with an elephant in it that was not there before. So what is the difference between the new reality with the elephant in it and the old reality with no elephant in it? There is absolutely no difference. Both are equally real to you. That should tell us that there is some evidence to the fact that our mind can create reality. And then, what else have you been made to believe that is not real? That you have created in your life that does not benefit you? I bet half of the things that you think you know is not so, because you gain that knowledge from unreliable sources and you don't know it. Yes, one of the most prestigious scientific journals in the world, Scientific American, does say right on the front page, confirmed, we live in a simulation. So how can they say that? They say that because they looked at the science behind it, as explained by quantum mechanics. Let's talk a little bit about that science. In the 1950s, there was a physicist named David Bohm. He was a German. Of course, he was a German. He discovered that in plasmas, particles stopped behaving like individual particles and started to behave like they were part of a larger interconnected whole. He proved the interconnectedness of all particles in the universe at the quantum level, like it was a single system, like an interactive computer program. He found that at the subatomic quantum level, there is no such thing as location. He also found that at the subatomic quantum level, all points in space, wherever we think they might be, are no longer separated by distance. We and everything around us and the whole universe becomes one entity. And later, other physicists have confirmed that we no longer can speak of anything being separate from anything else at the quantum level of particles and waves. David Bohm was the first one to also come up with the idea that life might be an illusion, like a hologram. and constantly being rearranged and changed by the mind of the one who is interacting with it. And he is also the first one to say that we might be living in an artificially created simulation where everything is tied together. Later, much theoretical evidence and scientific experiments show that the universe and everything in it expresses itself in computer code, in holographic form. So consider we are in a hologram. Where is the holographic projector? And again, who is sitting at the computer controlling the rollout of the movie being projected? The one we think we are living in? To answer that, I have to step beyond what we can show on the blackboard with equations on the principles of quantum mechanics. They haven't quite figured it out yet, or actually some of them probably have, but they don't dare to talk about it yet. They will get around to that when they're willing to accept two new concepts. One of them is our non-local mind, that's consciousness. And the second one, that the fabric of the universe is one single system of self-aware, intelligent consciousness operating on many levels of existence, not just the physical. They're getting there, though. Scientists will write about this after they are no longer afraid of losing funding for their projects and their jobs and stuff, after releasing leaps of expressions in consciousness exploration. Consciousness has many levels to it. We have computer consciousness. We have robots. Some of these robots are telling us that they are sentient because they feel like they are self-aware. And then we have consciousness in the brain that is totally electric and chemical in nature. And then every cell of the body has a form of consciousness, which is connected to the whole through the microtubulus, the neural network, the bioelectromagnetic stimuli created in the heart, and connects to the universal consciousness where past, present, and future are sitting there because you thought of it, and it is there in holographic potential for physical creation. Yes, the hologram extends beyond the physical. And then non-local consciousness is totally non-physical. Some will say spiritual in nature. And I think I have to agree with them. And in there, we have entities like you and me, and other entities some are of pure light with consciousness and creative capabilities far beyond our understanding. And this universal consciousness is laying down a floor of understanding and acceptance of what the physical laws of physics are and what we can create in this different holographic structure that we are involved in here in the physical. So we are the creator in our existence. We are the movie projector, the computer feeding the projector, the script writer, and the one who decides which movie we are playing. This is proven by the effects and the side effects of a scientific experiment that is called the double slit experiment. That is when we are shooting light or photonic light through a plate with two vertical slits in it. And we're shooting the light through the slits towards a solid background. They found that the light is reacting to the way the observer is interacting with it. When the observer is watching the light going through the slits, the light goes through the slits and is hitting the background plate in two vertical rows of light. So they acted as rows of individual single photonic particles coming through the slits. If the light going through the slits is not observed, it will go through the slits as a wave and spread out in patterns on the background plate with infinite possibilities. So when we observe, we think, and we work, that is when we create entirely in the physical. When we know what we want and do not observe, think, or work, but close our eyes and create what we want in our mind and we trust. That is when we attract creation with unlimited possibilities. Then we engage the local mind, the non-local mind, and the universal consciousness will get in the game with us. It will help to create in our life and allow for infinite possibility to unfold. Now physicists are coming out and saying that quantum mechanics are telling us that for us to have something in the physical, we have to see and observe and engage with it somehow, or even think about it. Otherwise, it wouldn't be there. If we are not observing or engaging with it, the field collapses into non-physical waves. That is still energy. Some physicists are saying that planets, galaxies far away, and a tree in the middle of the forest does not even exist before we aim a telescope at it or take a walk in the forest. When something is not observed and the field collapses, it retains the memory of what it was because it is energy and it has memory. Well, I got involved. But thinking back on all this, I am glad we live in a mind-created, self-aware simulation in holographic form. Because in this simulation, we have infinite possibilities of creation. So if it made a little bit of sense to you, please subscribe and click the bell so you will be notified when the next show or video is coming up. Give it some thought. Go and do a little research. Because most people will think, yeah, sure, well, I don't really care because I live my life, but chances are that you would live a better life if you knew about this and start applying some of the principles by creating from that infinite possibility I was talking about. So, see you in the next video.